Can you hear me? Hello. I'm listening words.
Ano saya sa gitna?
Morning, brothers and sisters.
Morning.
I see that there's only a few people who greeted me back. Good morning, brother and sister.
Morning!
Okay, so I was hoping that the game or quiz would take long. I'll be talking for a later hour or something like that. So, brothers and sisters, I would like to introduce myself first for those who don't know me. So, who among you went to the conference last year? Probably
Jesus
you know
Christ.
already.
Jesus Christ.
So I played the role of Jesus Christ in one of the part. So brothers and sisters, my name is Brother Edwin, not Edwin Rigor. I'm Edwin Rigger. Those who know you, maybe you know Brother Edwin Rigor, the architect. You know him, right? So my name is Edwin Rigger. And coincidentally, I'm also an architect. So, yeah. And then one time I have this architect friend who wanted to get in touch with Brother Edwin. And he called me. He texted me, said, "Do you know Edwin Rigel?" And then I messaged him, "Yes, I know him because he's me." Maybe you're referring to Brother Edwin. So, anyway, so my service at the moment is I'm the chapter head of B3 North Vancouver. So with the North, and I would like to introduce my wife, who's my wife's there. She's a grace from God because her name is Grace. So yeah. So just a brief introduction. So we are chapter head. Lots of time already. So we've been in the community for like 10 years. I don't know, I'm not much into remembering dates. And also I would like to apologize because whenever I talk, I don't usually use PowerPoint. So there might be a chance that I'm not sync with my PowerPoint. So you might notice that. So by the way, last 2 weeks ago, when we are going to the party, you know, the 30th anniversary of the CFC. So along the way, we had an accident. So we were driving. There's 4 of us, and I rear-ended one SUV. So surprisingly, the SUV in front of us is only minor damage, but our car is total wreck. So the front of the car is total wreck. Total wreck. So it's a write-off already. Luckily, God is with us. For me, I don't feel anything, but my wife had a muscle pain and some tituri and Tita Mary had some very minor injuries. So nothing major. During that time, I was thinking when what was God was really telling me, why would this happen to me, right? So why do I have to have an accident like that? Although fortunately our kids is not with us, and also fortunately nothing happened to us. So that's like a blessing from God. But my car is unrecognizable. So I was thinking maybe God was telling me that maybe I need a car. maybe the God was telling me I need a new car. So what car should I buy? Should I buy a Lexus, right? So I was coming from the church one day. Then I was walking on a neighborhood. And then I saw this store. The door was said CWL, right? It was on the door. CWL, I knocked on the door. Some old lady opened the door and she said, so I said, "Sister, do you pray the rosary?" Of course, we are doing we are the CWL. We pray the rosary a lot. Every night, sometimes twice a day. Okay. Sorry. So, okay. So, sister, I said that I need a hello. I need a car. So, would you mind praying the rosary for me and ask God to give me a car? So, sorry. So, sure. By the way, so I need a Lexus. So I told the sister, and then she said, "What's a Lexus?" And then, don't worry, sister, just pray for me. And then I continued my walk. And then in the other house, I saw Legions of Mary sticker on the Legions of Mary. So I said, "Okay, now." And then another old thing. And then said, "Sister, do you pray the rosary? You know the rosary?" Of course, we are the Legions of Mary. So of course, we pray the rosary every day. That's our devotion, right? So we do it every day. Okay, sister, can you pray for me that can God give me a very, very nice car, a Lexus, top of the line? And then she said, "What's a Lexus?" So she doesn't know. So I said, "Okay, never mind, sister." So I went ahead, just pray for me, and then I went ahead. And then surprisingly, next door, I saw a sticker again. But the sticker said, "Couples for Christ." I said, "That's a brother and sister." For sure, this is a very good brothers or sisters. So he opened the door. I knocked and then opened the door. It comes a brother. So I said, "Okay, brother, I need something from you." Of course, anything for brother. I'm also a couple's part time in this person. And then I said, before I go on, he said, "Brother, do you know what Lexus is?" And I said, "Of course I know Lexus. Lexus is a very nice car, luxurious, top of the line. Most of our member in our chapter is a asset. So I know Lexus. I even owned it once, like 10 years ago." "Oh, really?" "So can you pray the rosary for me and tell God that I need a car, a Lexus one?" And then the brother said, "What's a rosary?" So brother and sister, so I just want you to humor since this is just basically a joke. But, I want you to know that we are here for a reason, right? So it's not about having Lexus or having to be immersed on what really we are doing, right? So do you want to be recognized as just a mere person, or you just want to be recognized as CFC, as well as not just a CFC, but a household leader in CFC. So it's a leader. Hence, my talk is about single-mindedness for God. So good morning again, brothers and sisters. My talk for today is about single-mindedness for God. So who knows what single-mindedness means? So it's a quiz. There's a lot of quiz. So what do you think if you said a single-mindedness for God? Yeah. So just who among you watch like horse race, right? The horse race has something on eyes because they need to be focused. So brothers and sisters, it was to focus on God. So how does that work? So let's start. Sige dito. Pipindutin mo. Baka kayo yung remote dito. Ito is the remote. So, yeah. So let's start with the two men on the road to Emmaus. So who knows the story of this one? So okay, first, who goes to church? So because if you go to church, probably you know this story, right? So who doesn't know the story? It's okay. I didn't know the story. It's okay. But for me, when I learned about this story before, I imagine that this is one of the greatest story post-resurrection. So Jesus resurrected, right? And this story is one of the most interesting story. Two men on the road to the Emmaus. So what happened during that day? I would like to read so that everybody. It's just a very short. It is on Luke 24:27. So that very day, two of them were going to a village named Emmaus, about 7 miles from Jerusalem, and talking with each other all these things. So there's two of them, like walking, these things that had happened. While they were talking and discussing together, Jesus himself drew near, went with them, but their eyes kept from recognizing him. So it means their eyes kept from recognizing. It's not them; they were kept on recognizing Jesus. So, and he said to them, "What's this conversation which you are holding with each other as you walk?" And they stand still, looking sad. Then one of them, named Cleopas, answered him, "Are you the only visitor to Jerusalem who does not know the things that have happened there in these days?" And he said, "What thing?" And they said to him, "Concerning Jesus of Nazareth, who was a prophet, mighty in deed and word before God and all people, and how your chief priests and rulers delivered him up to condemn to death and crucified him. But we had hoped that he was the one to redeem Israel. Yes, and besides all this, it is now the third day since this happened. Moreover, some women of our company arrived as they on the tomb early in the morning and did not find his body. And they came back saying that they had even seen a vision of angels who said that he was alive. Some of those who were with us went to the tomb and found it just as the woman. He said, but him they did not see. And he said to them, O foolish men, and slow of heart to believe all that prophets have spoken. Was it necessary that the Christ should suffer these things and enter into his glory? And beginning with Moses and all the prophets, he interpreted to them in all the scriptures the things concerning himself. So they drew near to the village to which they were going. He happened to be going further. But they constrained him, saying, Stay with us, for it is towards evening, and the day is now far spent. So he went to stay with them. Jesus stayed with them. When he was in the table with them, he took the bread and blessed and broke it and gave it to them. And their eyes were opened and recognized him, and he vanished out of their sight. They said to each other, Did not our hearts burn within us while he talked to us on the road, while he opened to us in the scripture? So I will stop on that one, and then I will continue the last two verses later on my talk. So do you recognize now the story, right? So there's two men now walking. So what happened there was there's some like lessons that we need to learn from that story alone. And it was said that this story alone is one of the story that give us who we are at the moment, like who we are as a Christian, where our the Catholicism started, because of the lessons that was imparted on this story. So first of all, we need to know that it was emphasized that the two guys was walking on Emmaus, right? Where the heck is Emmaus anyway, right? So look, at the moment, I think Emmaus is not here anymore. So it's the name was changed. So, but Luke for sure was telling us that this really happened, because if Luke would just said, okay, there's two men walking on the road, something like that would be like a different story, right? But for sure, this happened. And then, second is that when Jesus was walking with them, he just did not appear to them. Hello, something like that, right? You were walking, right? You were walking somewhere, and then suddenly, like a blast of lightning, and then Jesus was there. What would you do? What would you do, right? Of course you would suddenly believe, right? Oh, there's a miracle. So this Jesus. But Jesus chose to appeal to them in a very, very subtle way. So the lesson is that because Jesus was teaching them to believe without any miracles, right? So let's say if some, of course we would believe if in front of you, you would immediately believe. But if somebody would just tell you, okay, you just believe on the book written like 2,000 years ago, would you really believe? So it depends on you, right? So if you really believe in the message, then you're a true believer of Christ, not just to see is to believe. So what Jesus was saying is that he was saying that you should walk. They're walking, right? Walk not by sight, but by faith. But surprisingly, these two guys was being asked by Jesus, but being quizzed actually by Jesus, just like what Tito Ram was did to us, right? What is the 3 to 5 household composed? It's a unit, you know. But Jesus was quizzing them. What's happening? So he was asking them, what's happening? What's the buzz? Why are you so sad? Why are you so confused? And then they tell them that Jesus Christ was not on his tomb already. But of course, Jesus is God. That he knows it already, right? But he was just asking them. And then, unfortunately enough, the two guys, it's not really like a... Thank you. I think it's the same. I think it's a speaker.
Hindi ko ganun.
Just like a rapper. It's not the mic, it's the speaker. which is me. So continuing with the story. So where am I? Oh, the two guys, right, being quizzed by Jesus. But unfortunately, is that although Jesus has been prophesied to come back from the dead, what the two guys still believed in was they just believed that, actually some of them believed that maybe the body was stolen or something like that. They don't believe really on what was written on the Old Testament, right? That's why Jesus was surprisingly during that time a little bit odd on that time, because normally when somebody asks him for a teaching, he would just like teach with the parables or teach with the story, and then he was very impatient, and you can imagine him like walking very slowly, and then this is my teaching something. But for some reason in this scenario, Jesus was like, "You foolish!" They directly said, "You foolish! Have you not read or know what the message is?" It has been said, and it has been written long time ago, from the time of Moses, from the time of David and Goliath, those things. And in between is the prophets. And what does the prophet say? So if you read into our salvation history, you would learn that even the old times, they were saying that there will be a coming, that Jesus will come. And it was written. It was written on the scripture. And this too is basically a disciple. Not on the first 12, but they are still a disciple, because they went to the tomb, right? So what's important is that the message. It's not really important who the message was being told to. So the message then is this, that Jesus will rise, and of course you should believe it because it was written, and it was being taught also by Jesus Christ. So next is that next is that when they before that when Jesus you know the story, also the prequel of this walk to Emmaus, right? There's a prequel when Jesus appeared to the Marys, right? You know, of all people, he did not go directly to the disciple. He goes to the Marys. And what did also the Marys did not recognize him also. But when he said that he called the ladies with their name. He said Mary or Jane, something like that, or Edwin, He was calling you. And then, for some reason, is that do we need to be called before we believe in Him, before we see Him? Just like these two guys, that when they were walking, and then they still did not recognize Jesus, and then they asked Him to take the bread, right? To join for dinner with them. But for some reason, it was Jesus who broke the bread and then blessed the bread and then gave it to them. Why is it that it's not the host who's supposed to be doing that? And the lesson is that Jesus is teaching us is that Jesus was serving them so that you, as a household leader, would also serve. So if Jesus was setting by example, like just like a talk of Brother Edwin last time, right? Setting into example. So Jesus was saying, I will serve you. I am God, but I will serve you. I will wash your feet. But in this time, even though I'm not the host, I will serve you with this bread. So are you. So are you. And then suddenly, when they broke the bread, for some reason, suddenly they recognize Jesus. Whoa, this is Jesus. Something like that. But for some reason, Jesus did the Batman act, right? You know the Batman act? When they were eating like the bread like that, and then when they look at Jesus was gone already. But it's like Batman, right? You were just like, oh, this is Jesus. And said, oh, where's Jesus? As if Jesus like, and then there's a smoke, and then Jesus was gone. So that's when they realized that this is really Jesus. So there's a message. Jesus was telling them, but he was gone now. But their eyes was open. So, brothers and sisters, do we really need to be on that situation for God to do this thing before we believe? Of course not. So, the lesson there is that Jesus was imparting them one of the greatest sacraments that we Catholic is doing. You know, what's that? What's the greatest sacrament? It's the communion, sacrament of communion, right? So, it's like breaking the bread and then giving it to them. And then, it's one of the pinnacle. We do it every Sunday, right? We do the communion with Jesus Christ. That's the lesson. Because we are, Jesus is imparting His body and blood into us so that we are able to recognize Him. And not just recognize Him, but so that we are able to do what He asked us to do. And to do what He was doing. Right? So, Jesus doesn't have any sin, right? So we are. So of course, we're going to sin. Even at this moment, we're sinning, right? Let's say, some of us are very, very distracted with the new telenovela that we're about to watch later on after the HLT or something like that. Or we are distracted because Brother Edwin's talk is so boring. Something. so we are too distracted. But mind you, the lesson alone on that story is that very, very, very detrimental to who we are now. Because Jesus was teaching us something. So, as I was saying before, it was the message that was important. It was really not the message was told to. So, imagine why did not Jesus just go directly to the disciples, right? He could have done to the disciples. That's why when Jesus resurrected, there's that's a three-part story. So first, he appeared on the girls, on the ladies, on the males, and then he appeared into this to these two guys on the Emmaus, and then the last was he appeared to the disciples. And then there's also some other sightings, but these three was one of the pinnacle of the story post resurrection. So So is it clear, brothers and sisters? So, really? Then can you say, is it clear? Can you say, yes? Okay, is it clear, brothers and sisters?
Yes.
So not sleeping so far?
Yep.
So, as I was saying, I did not finish the story of the Amos, so you can check it out. But there's still two verses that I haven't talked about it, but we will do it. So, so it is now. So, as I was saying, there's a single-mindedness. Next slide. So there's a strategies that we need to do so that we could be focused on God, right? So question is that I will ask you, brothers and sisters, do we need to focus on God? Yes. It's like you're not convinced on my question. You're not convicted on your answer. So yeah, of course. So that's why we're having this talk, right? So we need to focus. Of course, when we say focus on God, it comes with a lot of things around it, right? It's not just okay, focus on God, but of course God was teaching us something else, right? Aside from God. So there was this story about a long time ago. I think it was a Mexican. I know some of the leadership training that you've attended to, you have heard this story. You know the story of burning the boat, right? Yeah. So who knows the story of burning the boat? So so burning the boat is about some times ago there was this war going on, and then this Mexican was having a war with, let's say, Vancouverites. I don't know. But the main lesson on the story is that since they're engaging in a war, in a fight, so there's no more point of return, right? So we will engage in war. So no retreat, no surrender. But they went onto the shore. So and then they engage war. No retreat, no surrender, we will all out war. But the thing is, if there's a boat behind you, waiting, if something happens, and then you chicken out, you get scared, and you don't want to go to the war, you have to steal the boat as a place of refuge. Just go to the boat and then go home. But their leader said, no, we're going to engage in this war. But what do we do? We need to burn the boat. We need to burn the boat so that we can only focus on the war. We can only focus on the war, not on the boat. Because if you have something like something in mind that, okay, I know there's a plan B, always a plan B. Then if we get scared, if we lost or something like that, and then we are not true to what we are fighting for. So it doesn't matter who's right or wrong, but the lesson is that there's something to fight for, right? There's something. You need to fight for your members. You need to fight for your leaders. You need to fight for your brothers and sisters who are sick. You need to fight for your brothers and sisters who's been going astray in the community. Who doesn't go to household anymore, who doesn't go to chapter anymore. You need to fight for them. But are you going to, because these two couple doesn't want to attend anymore, are you going to give up? Then just go to your boat and give up? No, you need to burn your boat. So it's not literal that you have who has a boat here. It's not literal that you need to burn your boat. But yeah. So it was like a lesson for us that we need to burn our boat, just like what the early Christians did. Right? Did you know what the early Christians can do? Just by by fighting with Jesus, right? We're so lucky nowadays, right? You will not go to your chapter because you don't have car. You will not go to your household because you have gout. So, something like that. Before, if you proclaim that Jesus is your Lord, you will be killed. What more, we're just doing it. It's just like a city away, train away, or something like that. You're not going to be killed on that one. They said that there's a lot of people want to go to heaven, right? There's a lot of people wants to go to heaven. But they cannot go into prayer meeting. Heaven alone, they can go. So, yeah. So, and also, brothers and sisters, so first, you need to burn your bridge. Not bridge. Burn your boat. So, it's just like a metaphor of focusing on God. If you focus on God and no distraction at all, then you will be focused. And next, that you need to be patient, brothers and sisters. You need to be patient. So I know that you have some challenges, and it's not really milk and honey in being a house of God. Imagine this story. Jesus was saying this, right? Do you know what happened to Moses? Like on the last part of his life? Question. Did you know? Did Moses arrive in the promised land?
No.
Right? It's on the mountain. You can see the promised land. It's just across the way. But God forbid him to go to the promised land. Because of what? Because of what? You just want disobedience, right? So that's what will happen to us. Of all the struggle, you lead your household, you lead your members, and just one disobedience from God, you will not be able to cross. That you fight for 40 years, you're almost killed, and then the Egyptian was chasing you. So be patient, just like Moses, even though he went to the promised land, but it's a journey, 40 years journey. Though, so from you being a household, be patient, be patient. Okay, you will say, okay, I don't know anything at this moment. I don't know anything. I'm not capable. But what's more important, brothers and sisters, the first step is to willing to serve first. If they tell you that you need to be household, then you need to be chapter, you need to be united, just say no. No. Just say yes. Just say yes. Just say yes. Because that's the passion for is there. Okay, yes, I will say yes, but I need to pray for my work, for my schedule or something like that, for my kids or something like that. But at least, if you said yes first, for sure, God will free your time, God will free you from all the work, God will free you from all your tedious things so that you will not serve. But God wants you to say yes first. We are all here leaders, so we know it already that there's always a passion for us to serve. It's the same household leader is same as you as a chapter head and as a I don't know about the chapter head, but same as a pastor. We are all the same. We all belong to the same household. So we have a household leader, we have a member down. So, brothers and sisters, what I'm telling you is that you need to embrace all these challenges, right? So, you need to look at the positive thing. You need to look at the positive thing. Let's say there's a girl who said, my crush told me that I'm pretty. So, but the thing is that her crush told him, you're pretty dumb. so you just focus on the positive thing. Yeah, I'm pretty, right? So focus on the positive thing. So don't mind all those things. Okay, this house, this guy doesn't even serve, but he has Lexus. He has Lamborghini. Why is that doesn't even serve? Well, Don't mind them. If they will be judged later on. So, next is that, so we already know the strategies, right? Burn your boat, all those stuff. So, and then next is that, how can we grow in single-mindedness for God? So it's about growing up. So, where's my, okay. So set a goal in a personal virtue. So imagine trying to be single-minded for God without personal virtues, right? So you need to have personal virtues in your life. So what are the example? Example is Mother Teresa, right? So even all the saints that give up all their richness, all their wealth. Let's say Saint Francis, Saint Anthony, Saint Augustine of Hippo. They all gave up something, right? They could be king, they could be very, very wealthy, but they gave up all these things for serving God, just like Mother Teresa. So, what did Mother Teresa say? So, Mother Teresa said, love begins at home. It is not how much we do, but how much love we put in the action that we do. Quality, right? You need to have a quality. As I was saying on our household last time, a question is that, how's your commitment? What is your commitment on your service? Actually, it's not about the question of how's your commitment on your service. Some said, like, I'm 70% committed, 50%. You cannot measure it. You cannot measure it. What's more important is that as soon as you have this service, you need to be of quality. That service is quality. Someone will say you need to do the music, bring the food, fix the chair. It's all service. It's not just being a household or not being a chapter head, but also all those small things is a part of service. So when you do the chair, you need to perfectly align it or something like that. So you need to have a quality service. To God Almighty, how much we do does not matter, but how much we love, we put in that action. How much we do to Him in the person we are serving. And let us all meet each other with a smile. 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 For the smile is the beginning of love. Let us keep that joy of loving Jesus in our heart. Beginning of love, let us keep that joy of loving Jesus in our hearts and share that joy with all that come in touch with. So, sharing the joy, right? Seek to suffer a little every day. So it means a little bit sacrifice, right? Most of us now should be sleeping because we just worked yesterday. But you choose to listen to me. You choose to listen to me. So, and detach yourself from your desires and plans. Why is that? So, not really detached, but mostly trusting on the Lord's plan. So we have all free will, brothers and sisters. We choose to go home, we choose to go to the shopping mall and watch all those movies. But we still choose here. We have free will. Because on your discernment, God has a plan for you. Who's the household leader here? Can you be shy? Don't be shy. Just like worshiping, right? Household leaders, right? So you're ready for being a unit leader now. Tito Sinet was here. You would say, yes, yes, yes. And seek consolation only from God. So that's one of the key takeaways, brothers and sisters. Always seek. Just like I always tell this story. When I lost my key from my car, I always pray, please God, let me find my car key. I'm already late, brothers and sisters. For some reason, God will always let me find the key. So, what more? Members lifting up your brothers and sisters. That's more. What more? That kind of prayer. And also pray for God's will to be done on your life. So, brothers and sisters, of course, when you pray, you need to pray the right prayer, as David said. So, let's say, example, if you pray, let's say you went for a hiking and then there's a bear, right? And about to eat you. What would you pray? so you pray that you make the bear Catholic or Christian. Something like that. And the bear said, bless us, O Lord. You should not so brothers and sisters, so that's about the nutshell of my talk. So you're with me so far, right? Or you're thinking of something else? So in ending, I would like to tell you a story about focusing on God. You need to focus on God alone. Focus on Jesus, His teaching. All the leaders that you can learn, especially on household, like sharing. It's very you will learn that. So there's three friends who was walking on the cliff, and they were bragging about their religion. So one is a Buddhist, one is a Muslim, and one is a Catholic. So said, who has the best God? Who has the best religion? Who has the best faith? Of course, the Muslim said, I have the best faith. I believe in Allah. Okay, when you jump on the cliff, and then let's see if Allah will save you. Then they were on a cliff, and then he jumped. Of course, Allah, dead, blood is splattered, everything. And then, see, Allah did not save you. Okay, Buddha will save me. I know it. So he jumped. Buddha. Wow! Buddha saved the Buddhist. Oh, that's fair. So then the Catholic, it's now my turn. He was a little bit scared. Will Jesus save me? so this is my turn. So he jumped. Jesus. And then suddenly he noticed that Jesus was not saving him. Jesus. And he's almost on the ground to his death. Jesus. Buddha. So, brothers and sisters, you need to have faith even on the last moment. Even your body is almost touching the ground, you need to have a faith on God. So let me end this talk with the last part of the story. So, remember when Jesus did the Batman thing, so he broke the bread, imitating what's happened on the Last Supper. This is my body. You need to have communion with me. It's on the sacrament. We know, right? We know that during the church, it's really the blood and body of Christ, right? Do we really believe that? Yeah. It's really that. It's not a symbol. It's not even a bread itself. It looks like bread, that's like bread. But it's that. So when Jesus do that Batman thing, he broke the bread and then gave it to them, and then they realized that it was Jesus already, right? So what's the end part? What's the end part of the story? What they did after that? So if you know the story, what they did after that?
Went back to Jerusalem.
Yeah. So Sharon was right. They got up at that moment. At that moment, it was already evening. There's a lot of bandits. It was dangerous. There's no car. There's no transit. There's no train. They walked and they went back to Jerusalem to the disciples to tell them the message that Jesus has risen. They told them to the disciples. So, brothers and sisters, if I have something, if you have something to take away, is that you need to stand up, go, not now, after go up and share all the things that God gave you this service to your members, to your brothers and sisters, so that they would also have gone into this kind of training and talk. So that's all, brothers and sisters. May God be praised.